Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Fight Me Bro betting show. This week we have for you UFC Fight Night, Anthony Smith versus Alexander Rakic. It is Alexander, right?
Yeah,
Okay, and he's
just Alexander, the Russian way.
Alexander. I saw that he's from, was it Moldova? I had no idea. I
Don't
had to
know
look
what
at where
that is.
Moldova was. It's like Eastern Europe. So now that makes the Kudalaba fight a little bit more interesting, knowing that it's just like this Eastern European beef between those dudes. But before we get into this card, we got to talk about last week's picks real quick. Just quick little update. Nick, how did you do last week?
Missed the board.
Just
Didn't score a single win. We are 0 for 2 last 2 weeks, which you know what the rules of baseball are. You can only do steroids if you're Barry Bonds. No, well, 3 strikes and you're out. So this is a pressure. Pressure is on this week. I don't know if I don't like the card because I'm just doing really shitty at gambling right now, or if I don't like the card because these cards have just been there's interesting fights to watch. I'm saying from a betting perspective. The lines are all, we talked about this, I think it was maybe a month ago, where we hate these. Like, I love me a good minus 180 favorite. I hate me a minus 220 favorite type of thing. All these cards recently have kind of been on that sort of angle. So I don't know.
The lines, have not been sitting with me too well either. It's been a little bit askew. I didn't do too bad last week. It sucks that the OSP fight got pulled because those were like 2 of my bets, but I nailed that Lemos bet. But it wasn't that long ago that you were crushing it during the quarantine. So let's hope you get back to that mind frame.
We say we're not that long ago, but we're not that long ago from the last time I was crushing it, which was 3 to 4, almost a month ago, basically. So it is a long time. A month ago.
Not that long.
I know, but a month ago is I was hot, but that means there's been a whole month that I have not even been close to hot. I've been very inconsistent, where it's been win true. 2 or 3 and then lose 2 or 1 or something. There's a couple times there were the lock. I was 2 and 2, but I got the lock. And then, a clean 0 for 2 last week. It never looks good on the board. So we're going to try to get back on the horse this week.
I've been steady climbing a little bit last week. Not so well. I think I would have gotten a couple extra with those OSP. But this week, how many bets are you? I
have 4 bets and 3 fights.
I have 1, 2, 3, 4 fights. So I guess I'll get started. So my first bet, I mentioned him right at the intro, Ian Kulaba versus Magomed Ankalaev. As some of you may know on this show, I fucking hate Magomed Ankalaev. He lost me my worst bet to date, I think, ever, when he got triangle choked with 1 second left.
I think we can – hang on. Can we quickly establish – well, now that you say there was really 1 second left. I was going to say, I think that might be your worst bet just based on a unit perspective, but I remember there was a couple March Madness bets where you literally were celebrating – well, I mean, you were with this one too, but with – March Madness, I remember there was a few that you were just celebrating in the bag. They could have dribbled it out and chucked up half quarters and nailed them, and they busted the under and stuff. Those are bad, but March Madness, you always gotta. Yeah, I think
because he was a minus 500 favorite, was winning the whole fight. He slapped on the triangle with about 4 seconds to go, and he tapped with 1. He didn't. That was being generous. He slapped on the triangle with 3 seconds, maybe even 2. And he tapped with 1. So I fucking hate him. And who else hates him? Ian Kudalaba. So if I could just I love this beef too. I love that these guys fought 3 weeks ago.
The beef.
They literally fought 3 weeks ago. Just put him right back into it. The line is heavily skewed on Ankalaev because I think he won the first one. Really what I think happened.
Do you remember when he kind of had him rocked and the ref stepped in early?
What happened was I rewatched the fight just now. I think he got clipped. He got wobbled, and then he was still a little bit hurt, but as he was recovering, I think he was trying to play it off. He was trying to play it off like the first one was no, I just do that with my boxing. But he did that too many times.
I think a little differently. I think that he was trying to play it off. I think he was playing possum. I'm rocked, hoping that Ankalaev was going to come in, try to finish him, and then he was going to unload on him. Even though he just kept the head kicks.
I thought he was just trying to make it seem oh no, this is just kind of how I fight, how I do my head movement. But he did that, but it probably makes more sense what you're saying, that he was doing it so that Ankalaev came in and he just knocks him the fuck out right there. Horrible stoppage though. Like literally Kudalaba
F-
was
stoppage.
like just one of the worst. So I'm glad they're redoing it. The fact, like, no love lost between these two. This is the Baltimore Ravens versus the fucking Steelers. Like, these are two guys that fucking hate each other, and they're so like at plus 275. It should not. This is a coin flip. So I want to go on the side against the guy that I fucking hate, and I will continue to bet against Ankalaev. So at plus 275, I fucking love Kudalaba. Plus, dude, I love his chutzpah. He's just a real mean
feisty
motherfucker.
Fucking dude, and
He
that
really
is why my first pick I got Kudalaba, but I'm going inside the distance. I do think if it goes to a decision, he's probably going to get sort of out. Hey, does he really do anything other than just throw bombs? Like I don't really know that. So
specifically throw bombs.
Yeah, like exclusively throws bombs. So I think that Kudalaba, if he is, but he's got a chance because he's fucking crazy. He is a legitimate lunatic. And anytime you get two dudes that are that big and one of them's a lunatic, that guy could win by knockout. So it is very possible that he wins. That's at plus 385. So I and Kudalaba for basically all the reasons you said. He might get it. Like if he gets outclassed into a decision, all right, it is what it is. You know, Max Holloway, man, it is what it is. But I at plus 385, I can't really ignore it. I can't really ignore a plus 385 line on a guy that's quite as crazy as Kudalaba. So Kudalaba inside the distance at plus 385.
Don't hate that. Yeah, I might take that as well. We're going fishing this on this card. Well, actually, I think that might be maybe a lot more chalk than I would like to see on my card, but that was a pretty big dog for me. So my next pick is another heavy favorite, but it's Alessa Grasso versus this Yeon Kim. Do you know this girl?
Well, I know that she is the girl that Nadia Kasem tried to hit with the fake handshake and then immediately got dropped.
Yes. I didn't remember that part. My research got as far as I went to SureDog.com, shout out SureDog, and saw win Nadia Kasem round 2. That means nothing to me. That literally means nothing to me. Right before that, lost to Roxanne Modafferi. Or no, lost to Antonina Shevchenko, who lost to Roxanne Modafferi.
So this is an MMA math pick.
This is an MMA math pick. That said enough to me, and I think Alexa Grasso's good. I see Alexa Grasso's good. I see
There's
minus
no takedown
320.
defense. That's all.
So I'm taking her straight up at minus 320. But what I like more than that, I'm not going to put her as my lock of the week. So I'm going Alexa Grasso as well by decision at minus 175. I feel that's pretty safe. So if she does lose, which would be worst case scenario, then I'm down like, $500. But I have the opportunity to go up a couple units, and I think relatively safe. I just don't see Alexa Grasso losing to someone that that those last 2 fights are not. It's almost like a first round finish of Nadia Kasem kind of says, if you don't finish her in the first round, then are you good at all? That's basically my take.
Yeah, fair enough. The one thing I would maybe research is see if this Finn is doing
the wrestling.
Yeah. Because Alexa Grasso, notoriously poor takedown defense.
Her nickname is like the hot punch or punch girl or hit something.
Okay, that sounds
nothing grappling related. It is on the name alone. It would be shocked if this girl, her main base was like, let's take this to the ground.
Run the pipe single.
No, you wouldn't have a name like that unless. And then you saw the knockout to Kasem. I didn't see any crazy submissions or anything. So I think we're safe in that regard. And I think, Grasso's good. I think this is a comeback. Like, is she coming off a couple losses in a row? Like, I
don't know. I didn't know who Gio Finn was.
No, I'm calling Grasso.
No, I know, but that's what I'm saying. So I didn't really look into this one.
Oh, okay. But, I think she bounces back here just way better.
And no, I think she's coming off of a win, actually.
Who did
she a very lackluster decision. I forgot who it was against, though.
I remember she had a loss to Carla Esparza. That was the last one I remember. I think she's fought one since, but who knows? So, yeah, that's my pick. What do you got next?
I'm pretty sure she beat Carolina. But, yes, is coming off of the Carla Esparza loss.
Yeah.
That was the most recent one. Okay, so my next one, we're going to go main event time. And we're Alexander Rakic, Anthony Smith. I'm not picking a fighter here. Rakic is extremely expensive. Anthony Smith looks like he wants nothing to do with fighting in his last outing against Glover. I mean, wow. Have we ever been that might have
Can you
been the
say he
most.
didn't look like he wants anything to do with fighting because he refused to leave that ring?
Look, man, he didn't want to do any punching. That's
Yeah.
for sure. So I don't think in terms of, look, I've lost bets before, but a lot of the times, and now I know it's kind of cheating because there's a lot of times where I'll just be like, yeah, it's very possible that this happens, and then the guy loses, but I bet the other way. So I guarantee I do give myself a disclaimer a lot. Probably not best practice in the tout world, I guess. But I don't know if I've ever been more wrong about I couldn't have told you how confident I was. Words couldn't express how much I thought Anthony Smith was going to beat the shit out of Glover Teixeira, and that did not happen. So he looks very washed, a washed 33, just a I don't want to fight 33. Still durable, but doesn't want to fight. Mm-hmm. Rakic's best win is against Jimmy Manuwa, and everybody who is in light heavyweight basically has beaten Jimmy Manuwa. Then his next wins after that are like that Justin Ledet guy, the flat earther the flat earth guy that what's his name? Johnny Walker. Yeah, I was gonna say Bravo. The Johnny Walker beaten like his debut. That's probably the guy's next best win. So I'm not sold on Rakic being a -270 favorite. What I am sold on is I don't know if either of these guys are just fundamentally good enough to get it done inside 1.5 rounds. And so when I saw the 1.5 rounds, my ears perked up at -160, and I'm taking that. I really like the -1.5 rounds here. You get a little feeling out process. Anthony Smith doesn't look like he can really do much after 1.5. I don't know what it was. Maybe he just had a shitty Corona camp. I don't know. And again, there I go again with a disclaimer, and I'll just eat shit on this one. But I'm not sold on Rakic. Smith has not inspired any confidence in me as of late. Mm-hmm. I think these guys there's going to be a lot of jabbing, some low kicks. We're going to get exhausted light heavyweight action in the main event. And this baby could see 3-4 rounds even. So 1.5.
No, because Rakic still like he's like 12 and like he's had like 12 fights or 14. Like, he hasn't total. Had that many. So I could see it, maybe taking a little start. Although it did make me like Rakic is huge. He's 6'5". Like he's a big ass.
Smith is like 6'3" or 6'4", dude.
I know, and he's still got a couple inches on him. When I saw it 6'5", I'm like, this guy's got a couple. Like going in there would make John Jones look short. Like that's kind of wild to think about. But no, don't hate that bet at all. Maybe you'll see it later on my card. But right now, my next bet is going to be in the Neil Magny Robbie Lawler fight, which fuck you, UFC, for making this fight. No, this is like you don't want to like. I guess maybe it's to try to protect Robbie Lawler's brain, where they're like we've given him enough brawls. But if we're gonna give him a fight to lose, do we really want to see Neil Magny be the one to like shove him out of the UFC? Like I would have liked to see him go on his shield and go out with like an exciting fight. Give him.
You think they'll cut him if he loses his fight?
I think so. It's like 3 in a row, man. It's not good.
I think Robbie Lawler leaves on his own. As long as he's not getting KO finished, I think he leaves when he wants to.
Yeah, he's got that fat ass Bellator check waiting for him at any moment.
No, I'm saying like he could be in the UFC as long as he says he wants to keep fighting. Dana will keep him around until he starts getting KO'd flat every time.
Oh, I think
he gave us the Roy McDonald fight, man. That's like.
Yeah, you're kind of just like, okay, I got you, man. I owe you one.
You got your lifetime ticket there.
But I think at the same time, he doesn't want to see but he's not getting finished because who did he last lose to?
I'm pretty sure it was Colby.
It was Colby.
I think it was Colby literally last year. Like
the RDA loss was bad too. There was one other one.
Yeah, but in none of these, he hasn't been rocked in any of these.
But it's just getting.
It's getting
hard to watch. Like the Colby fight was not fun to watch. The RDA fight was not fun to watch. It was just like And partially it's because he's hurt during a lot of it, and it's just like, dude, he's 38 years old, and I could see. I guess you're right. They're not going to cut him, but in a certain way, I kind of want to. Like, it's not that I don't want to see Robbie Lawler fight anymore. I love seeing him fight, but if we're gonna get a shell of Robbie Lawler, that's just gonna get like pieced up by Neil Magny, which is what I think is gonna happen. It'll be a little depressing. So obviously, I'm betting with that. I'm going Magny by decision over Robbie Lawler at minus 125, specifically because, like we've talked about a lot, we've discussed Magny when he's the heavy favorite is almost always going to get you upset. So I don't want to bet on him, even though I think it's a good bet. I wanted to put on my card. I want to bet like, what is it, 235, 240? Like
235.
At almost 2.5 odds. Like that's Neil Magny upsetting you range 1,000%. So I'm not letting myself get got this time. So I'm staying away from that. I can live with a Magny by decision because then it's a little less of a loss if I do take that hit. So that's my last pick for the lock.
Okay, well, I'm on to my lock because these two come in the same fight, and I'm going to let myself get got. Neil Magny is the lock of the week.
He's your fucking like he's the guy.
No, the Li Jingling is the Li Jingling takes the cake for me. I think I've been on the wrong side of him for perhaps. I think every single fight that he's had, except the Neil Magny fight, like that's the only one that I got right betting against Li Jingling or on him for that matter.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to let myself get got on this one, though. I think this is which is all the more reason why Robbie Lawler would be getting getting a KO win here.
Yeah.
But it's short notice for Robbie Lawler. This
is a short notice fight?
I think so. Wasn't I think Neil Magny was supposed to fight someone else.
I thought he was supposed to fight Jeff Neal.
Yeah. That was it. He was supposed to fight Jeff Neal, now Robbie Lawler.
I was surprised, but thought this had been.
Was it the other way around? Was it Robbie Lawler was supposed to fight Jeff Neal?
No, I think it was Jeff Neal, Neil Magny. Neil Magny.
I thought that was it. You're confusing me now. So that's what I'm saying. So short notice fight for Robbie Lawler in Corona already. Who knows what the fuck? Like, I don't know.
They couldn't have found anyone else but Robbie Lawler.
Well, Robbie Lawler probably signed up. He hasn't fought in a year, and he's like, "Fuck it, I want to fight." But
he needs money.
This is just. Again, this is a get-got Neil Magny fight where he just comes out and all the stuff that I'm about to say in 10 seconds here just doesn't happen. Like, he just forgets how to game plan. But this has clinch exchanges where Robbie Lawler just has that really disinterested look on his face where he just gives kind of that scowl of, I can't get out of this, but this is boring. Like, this isn't fun. Mm-hmm. Like, this has that written all over it. Neil Magny probably going to use the foot stomp. Seems like a guy that would use a foot stomp. I hate the foot stomp. This bet goes against a lot of my principles, but Neil Magny also just being long. I mean, he's a lanky ass fucking dude for 170. So just being long, keeping the jab, keeping front kick, and then like I said, those long, boring clinch exchange. I think there's going to be so much boring clinching in this fight. I just can picture it.
I don't see how it would happen, but like if it becomes a brawl, you got to take Robbie Lawler in a brawl. I just don't see Neil Magny allowing it to become a brawl at all. But if it starts to go that way, that's when you get to the oh shit. If I was you, I would be getting to the oh shit when the line gets to about 260. This has it's 235 now, and then this has you game day live betting, and you're like, all right, I guess I'll go with Magny. You look it up, it's jumped to 265, 270, and you're like, motherfuck. I guess I'll take Magny. Once you're in that range, he is for sure going to lose.
That's bad.
You need to see the signs coming. And right now, that 235, we're approaching the perfect temperature for a Neil Magny upset. So
so we're in an interesting zone. And then, but like I said, with the long, boring clinches, just to add a little mixed piece on here, I don't want this to be a part of the lock. It's the same fight. So I waited till the lock to divulge it. But I'm also running the over at minus 245. Fuck it. We're already in 2.5 rounds.
Oh.
So we're already in this far deep with the Neil Magny pick. So if I'm gonna get got, I'm gonna get got to the tune of 5 units.
Yeah, because what's gonna happen is if he loses, it's going to be to a knockout by Robbie Lawler.
Exactly. So he's going to get knocked out in 30 seconds. So this is going to be a 5-unit swing. But I'm riding with it. I like that.
It's a
tough spot for Robbie Lawler, and the fact it on the one hand, you don't want to be Cowboy fighting every 3 weeks when you're 38. On the other hand, I think this thing that Robbie Lawler's been doing where he just takes anywhere between 12 and 16 months off between fights, I don't think that helps stay sharp. Now, I know that he's not like some people's answer to that would be spar. I actually like what Robbie Lawler's done where he said recently that he is not sparring as much as he used to back in the day. So I like that, but I still think you need that. You need game day reps.
I think
you need some game day reps.
As you get older, even though you need more rest, you still need your body is going to take longer to get used to a camp, you know?
Yeah.
So like every time, like the longer you lay away, the more work it's going to be an uphill battle to get you back, where it's like you're young and you're like, oh, I'll just pop right back. But like after a fight, the best way to stay in shape and to kind of keep there is to stay there. And so I think that's why you see some of these older fighters, like outside of their chin will go first before they're like injured. Like how are they? Like how is Cerrone so fucking healthy outside of his chin? And it's because like I think that's the case. Like his joints just don't get fucking stiff. He just kind of stays always on the go. Kind of the opposite with Robbie, but maybe that's why he hasn't been finished very much. So it just kind of depends on which way. Either way, you don't win with age. Like it's gonna catch up with you one way or the other. On to my lock. You have it on yours. I love the pick. Smith Rakic over 1.5. Like if we learned anything from the horrible to watch Glover Teixeira fight is that Anthony Lionheart Smith is not. It is a very suiting name because
they earned that nickname.
Yeah, that guy fucking doesn't quit. And so Rakic, he's had some fluke knockouts, or not fluke, but like knock people out straight. But he's got 14 fights, so I imagine a lot of those guys crumbled at first. My guess is he's never fought a guy that has like the tenacity of
a Lionheart.
Yeah. So like if he catches him with something, I still think he has enough fire in him to stay alive for 7.5 minutes. Like they're gonna feel each other out. I think maybe a late round one, like he gets hurt and it's like an oh shit moment, and then he cruises. After the first round and a half, then I'm washing my hands of this fight. Then I don't care who wins. Just get me through that one. Like I'm actually rooting for Anthony Smith in the first 1.5 rounds because I don't think Smith is gonna finish Rakic. I think Rakic has a way better shot at finishing Smith. But love it. Lock of the week, -160. Actually feeling really confident in this card. Like I don't see a loss on here other than maybe Kudalaba. That was just more I was shooting from the hip on that one. I just like the feel of that bet. So those are our picks for this week. Tweet us out your picks. You can follow us along at Broliva and a guy in a gi for Nick, and you can follow us at Below the Belt MMA. Like, subscribe, share links, do whatever the fuck to promote us if you like this. And until next week, peace out.